Mace for the Medical Sales Channel. Welcome to another episode. One of the things you have to do in medical sales as a medical sales professional is you have to engage customers. And when you do, you've got to control the conversation. Now, I know that sounds pretty difficult to do. Let's say you're talking to a doctor, for example. Doctors are used to being in control in their world, and they should be. They're the professionals. They're the ones with the degrees, with the training, with the fellowships, all that good stuff. They should be in control. But when it comes to the sales process, you, as the medical sales professional, you must be in control. Now, there's ways of doing that, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a moment. But here's the thing. Here's something I want to preface the conversation we're about to have. You need to be in control, but you must make the customer feel like he or she is in control. Because they're used to being in control, and they won't take very kindly to being controlled or if they feel like they're being manipulated by a salesperson. So how do you do this? Well, the biggest way to let a healthcare provider be in control is to defer to their expertise, because they are the expert. Even if you're talking about your product, certainly you know more about your product than they do, or you should know more about your product than they do. But even though you do, you want to defer to their expertise. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. They are the experts. Always let the expert be the expert. You do this by putting them in the expert's seat, and you ask good, probing questions. Now, here's something that medical reps do that when I see it when I'm conducting training workshops, I see it when I go on sales calls. A lot of you think you ask good, probing questions. A lot of times sales reps will ask questions like this. So doctor, tell me, what's the biggest challenge in your practice? That's like walking up to somebody. Let's say you were walking up to a famous celebrity and say, hey, tell me, what are you really, really bad at? You're an actor. Tell me, what makes you a bad actor? Would you ask that question? Of course not. So if you say to a doctor, for example, or a therapist, or some other medical professional, what are your challenges? It's like saying, what are you doing poorly? I want to know what you're doing poorly so I could go, that's really bad. You're really not doing that well. So you don't want to ask accusatory questions like that. And a lot of questions don't get you any information, such as let's say you sell a pacemaker. This will be the question that they'll ask, the deep, challenging, probing question. So, doctor, you do pacemakers, right? Of course, the doctor goes, well, yeah. And he's thinking, that's why you're here. That's the probing question. That's not and then the sales rep will launch right into, well, let me show you the new Quick Ticker 1000. It's weighs 4 ounces. It has an easy implantable system. Has these really great leads. That's not a good probing question. Good questions help you to identify the needs, the wants, the desires. And most importantly, it helps to identify the gaps so that you're able to accurately position your product to fill those gaps. You see, because if you're not doing that, folks, you're not selling. In fact, you're taking up space, you're wasting time, and you're not going to be appreciated. When you ask good questions, you get great information, but the other thing that you do is you allow the customer to be the expert. And if they feel like they're the expert, they feel like they're in control, even though you're guiding the direction of the conversation and the direction of the sales process. I hope this makes sense to you. I teach this in depth in my online on-demand course at Medical Sales Academy. Check it out at medicalsalesacademy.com. It will make a difference in your medical sales career, just like it is for the people who've signed up since the course was launched this January. Thanks for stopping by here at the Medical Sales Channel. I hope to see you next time. I'm Mace.